Hello, number-curious friends. Ever wondered how cash gets tied up in a business so that you may run out of liquid funds? Today, we are going to learn one of the most important concepts in finance, net working capital. By the end of this lesson, you will understand what net working capital is, how to calculate it, and why it matters for cash flow. But before we start, if you find our videos useful, please take a moment to hit a like button, subscribe to our channel or leave a comment. That's very important for the channel, and thank you for being with us. So, what is net working capital, or NWC, which is a common abbreviation for it? Broadly, net working capital is your current assets less current liabilities. It measures the short-term financial health of a business. In simple terms, it tells you how much money is tied up in day-to-day operations. Yes, normally you are not running an empty company. You will have inventory in stock which you still need to sell. Then you will wait until your customers pay you, meaning your trade receivables may go up. Also, you can delay payments to your suppliers, increasing your trade payables. Accumulating inventory and waiting for your customers to pay means you have already spent some cash, and it will take time until you can get it back from your customers. Effectively, that's what we mean saying that working capital ties up cash. You have to fund it. Cash will come, but later. And managing this ongoing net working capital funding requirement can become critical, often leading to bankruptcies if not done properly. In practice, net working capital would have two key buckets. One is trade working capital, which is often abbreviated as TWC. These are the items which directly relate to your core trading activity. That would be inventory, trade receivables, and trade payables. Trade working capital will then be calculated as inventory plus receivables minus payables. The second bucket is called other working capital, or OWC. It includes other current assets and current liabilities which are not directly resulting from core trading activities. This could include salary payables, accruals, provisions, VAT receivables or payables, prepayments made or received. Same as for trade working capital, assets are added and liabilities are deducted. Almost all of these items we have already discussed in our previous videos. Check them out. Let's go back to our Apple shop and check out how net working capital would look there. Let's imagine we have inventory of apples $100, receivables from customers $50, payables to farmers $70. This would mean our trade working capital is 100 plus 50 minus 70 equals 80. That means $80 are tied up in the business. Why? We have spent $100 on buying apples which still sit in inventory and which we have not sold yet. Moreover, for the apples we have sold, we are still waiting for our customers to pay us $50, and we could delay our payments to farmers only for $70. This is money we have invested in operations but have not yet received back in cash. This cash will come later, but before it comes, we would need to find other sources of funding the business. That could be cash from earlier profits, or if it is not enough, then we can take a loan. What could be in other net working capital in our Apple business? Let's say we prepaid insurance for our truck, $20. It's an asset. Then we owe our Apple shop employees a current month's salary of $30, a liability. In addition, we have $20 in VAT liabilities from sales of our apples. In total, our other working capital will be 20 minus 30 minus 20 equals minus 30. Our other working capital is negative. That means that we could delay cash payments for the future and have net liabilities in it. Total net working capital will then be 80 trade working capital minus 30 other working capital equals 50. Net working capital is critical because it directly affects cash flow. If your net working capital increases, more cash is tied up in the business. If your net working capital decreases, cash is released. Even profitable companies can run into trouble if too much cash is locked in working capital. Each component of net working capital has to be managed separately, often by different people in different departments. For example, inventory could be tracked by purchasing department, receivables by sales team, and payroll payables by HR department. Therefore, monitoring and controlling net working capital as a whole can be challenging and requires a structured approach. In general, working capital moves in a cycle, which gives you an idea which steps to control. You buy inventory, then you sell goods, then you create receivables, then you collect cash, and then you pay your suppliers. This is called the working capital cycle. What are the key KPIs for net working capital? To analyze working capital, we use three key metrics which are days of something outstanding. Let's start with DSOs, days sales outstanding. These mean how long customers take to pay and are calculated as trade receivables divided by annual revenue multiplied by 365 days. Alternatively, receivables can be divided by monthly revenue and then multiplied by number of days in a month, for example 30. The choice depends on the seasonality of the business and potential distortions monthly calculations may cause. We will discuss different approaches in later videos. For example, if our receivables were 50 and annual sales were $1,200, our DSOs would be 50 divided by 1,200 times 365 equals 15. That means that it takes our customers on average 15 days to pay for our deliveries. At the same time, if 50 in receivables were due in December, when sales are low, say only 40 out of 1,200, then DSOs calculated using a monthly approach will be 50 divided by 40 times 31 equals 39 days. You see the difference? On a monthly basis, DSOs are more than 2 times higher as they take into account seasonality. The next one is DIO, Days Inventory Outstanding, which tells you how long inventory sits before being sold. It is calculated as inventory divided by cost of goods sold times 365 days, or, similarly to DSOs, the calculations could be done on a monthly basis. In our case, with $100 worth of apples in inventory and assumed cost of goods sold of $800, DIOs would be 100 divided by 800 times 365 equals 46. That means it would take us approximately 1.5 months to sell the apples. And then, remember, it takes us on average 15 days to collect money from customers. So, we will see cash from our $100 in inventory in 46 plus 15 equals 61 days only, or in 2 months. The next KPI is DPO, Days Payables Outstanding. This means how long you take to pay suppliers and is calculated as trade payables divided by cost of goods sold and other operating expenses, which end up in payables, multiplied by 365 days. Again, the calculation can be done on a monthly basis. Let's imagine that in our case we had only cost of goods sold in cost, $800. So 70 in payables divided by 800 times 365 will give us DPOs of 32 days. Together, these three KPIs form the cash conversion cycle, or CCC. Cash conversion cycle is calculated as DSO plus DIO minus DPO. In our case, it is 15 for DSO plus 46 for DIO minus 32 for DPO equals 29. This means we on average need to wait for a month to get cash out of net working capital. For this 1 month, if we need to pay salaries or taxes, we will need to find another source of funding. The shorter the cycle, the faster you turn operations into cash. Other net working capital KPIs may include trade working capital as percentage of revenue, net working capital as percentage of revenue, aging of receivables and payables, inventory turnover. Also, what is important is a trend. Are days declining and cash conversion cycle improving? Is net working capital as percentage of revenue declining or increasing? We will look into analysis of net working capital in detail in further videos. How can we improve the situation in our Apple business? If we collect cash faster from customers, reduce inventory, or pay suppliers later, we reduce net working capital. That means more cash in the bank. Is higher working capital good or bad? It depends. High net working capital may mean growth, more sales, more inventory for future sales. But it can also mean inefficiency and poor planning. Low or even negative net working capital can be very strong. For example, in retail, where customers pay immediately but suppliers are paid later, or in subscription businesses, where payments from customers are collected upfront. Common mistakes when looking at working capital may include looking only at profit and ignoring cash. Even profitable companies may run out of cash. Always consider cash flow, in which net working capital plays a crucial role. Not tracking receivables and inventory closely. Check for excessive purchases, obsolete inventory, overdue receivables and customer credit terms. Misinterpreting growth as efficiency. Check whether increase in net working capital corresponds your current or planned revenue growth. Forgetting that net working capital changes affect cash flow. Net working capital is not a theoretical thing, it directly impacts your cash. Monitor closely. Now, let's summarize what we have learned. Net working capital shows how much cash is tied in operations. Net working capital is often split into trade working capital and other working capital. Trade working capital is driven by receivables, inventory, and payables. Other working capital is driven by other assets and liabilities. Changes in net working capital directly impact cash flow. Managing working capital is key to financial health. And that's your introduction to net working capital. Check our other videos for details on accounting for individual net working capital elements. Also, I will keep publishing accounting quizzes on the channel's Patreon. Check them out, the link is in the description. Next time, we will look at some net working capital KPIs in detail and how to approach the analysis. If you have other questions, post them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this lesson, hit like, subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss the next video. See you soon and keep those debits equal to your credits.